Every love story has its own melody, and ours was a symphony of laughter, shared dreams, quiet moments that spoke volumes. I thought I knew every note, every chord of the music we made together. Her smile was the sun that lit up my world, a constant source of warmth and reassurance. For years, that smile was my reality, the anchor in the beautiful life we were building. We had our home, our routines, and a future that seemed as bright and clear as her eyes. I never questioned it. Why would I? When someone you love looks at you with what seems like pure adoration, you believe it, you trust it. But lately something felt off. A subtle dissonance had crept into our harmony. The smiles were still there, but they didn't quite reach her eyes anymore. Her phone, once left casually on the counter, was now always in her pocket or face down on the table. She started having more late nights at work and girls' nights out. I tried to brush it off, telling myself I was being paranoid that every long-term relationship has its lulls. I'd ask her if everything was okay, and she'd flash that brilliant smile and say, "Of course, silly, just tired." And I would believe her because I wanted to, because the alternative was unthinkable. The doubt, however, was like a persistent weed, growing in the cracks of my confidence. I started noticing small things. A new perfume I didn't recognize, vague answers to simple questions about her day, an emotional distance that felt like a vast, cold ocean between us, even when she was sitting right next to me on the couch. I felt like I was living with a stranger, a beautiful stranger who wore my wife's face and smiled her smile, but whose heart was somewhere else entirely. The unease grew into a knot of anxiety in my stomach that wouldn't go away. The breaking point came on a Tuesday, a day so ordinary it was cruel. A piece of mail arrived, a credit card statement for an account I didn't know she had. My hands were shaking as I opened it. It was a log of her secret life. Dinners for two at romantic restaurants I'd never been to. Hotel bookings in a nearby city on nights she was supposedly working late. The dates, the times, the locations, it all lined up. A horrifyingly clear map of her betrayal. The air left my lungs. The world tilted on its axis. The woman I had built my life around, the woman I trusted implicitly, had been living a complete lie. That evening, when she came home and greeted me with that same practiced smile, I couldn't pretend anymore. I held up the statement. The smile vanished. For the first time in a long time, I saw something real on her face. Panic. The truth came tumbling out in a torrent of confessions and excuses. The affair had been going on for over a year. It wasn't just a mistake. It was a whole other life she had built in the shadows, funded by lies and hidden behind a facade of marital bliss. The symphony of our life wasn't just dissonant. It was a train wreck. Rebuilding from this kind of wreckage feels impossible, but the first step is always seeing the truth, no matter how painful. Thank you for listening to my story. If you've been through something similar, know you're not alone. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories.